Hi, I'm Genieva Smith. I'm the Vice President of Operations and the Director of Program Development here at On Point Tutoring. Today, I'm going to walk you through the details of our test prep program and why it should matter to you. In my years at On Point Tutoring, the thing that I've heard most from parents is their shock at how difficult the process can be to get their children into a good college or with good scholarships. The comparison is always, this wasn't like what it was when I was doing this. And there's this level of disbelief that this is even happening. But the reality is that it is incredibly competitive and difficult now to get your child where they want to go and where you know they have the potential to succeed. And so if it's a reality, we have come up with a way to overcome these new hurdles and these new expectations for kids, right? So our method to get your child where they want to go and to help them succeed is to give them an individualized support system that is tailored to them. Some of the ways that we personalize our program specifically to your child is by having them take our diagnostic exams. These are exams that completely emulate what it's like when they take the official exam. We do it with the same timing in the new formats that have recently been published, and it allows us to take a deep dive into what kind of questions they're getting right or wrong so that we can tell you more specifically, it's not just English that they need help with, but it's specifically punctuation, or it's not just math, it's specifically geometry, right? That allows us to cut right through and begin teaching them what they need to know to overcome that hurdle or that weakness and turn it into a strength. The best thing about the SAT and ACT is that it is a standardized test. And so with a standardized approach that is tailored to them, we can give them the recipe for success very easily. Another way that we make this a personalized program is that all of our sessions are one-on-one. This is online, in office, in home, but the intention is that they have the same tutor the whole way through, learning them, learning their learning styles, what they respond to, not just on the content level, but their confidence levels, right? And bringing out the best strengths in them so that when they go into those exams, they're always 100% ready to conquer it for that day. Another way that we make this a personalized program is that the homework that we send them home with at the end of the session is completely tailored to what they're struggling in and takes into consideration their confidence levels. So we're not going to just bombard them with all their weakness areas. We're going to reinforce their strengths and make sure that they're continually growing them and building their own confidence when they're taking these types of tests. We see that this carries through not just in the SAT and ACT, but actually carries them very strongly through the rest of their academic career. It teaches them executive functioning skills as the tutor learns what they're struggling with to complete and sets up realistic goals for them to succeed. And we all know that colleges is a lot of self-reliance, and so our programs teach them that to succeed. Now, when it comes to an exam, we don't just end our part of this with the diagnostic exam where we assess which exam their greater possibility of getting a competitive score is. Once we have that analysis that tells us, hey, let's focus all our attention here because this gives us the best chance. Every 4 to 5 weeks, we're going to have them take another one of the same type of exam, just a different form to say, you started here. These were the types of questions. These were the types of sections that you really struggled with. 4 or 5 weeks later, where are we at now, right? And that's what really makes our program dynamic. We shun static at all turns because we want to make sure that we're adjusting to the students' growth because they are growing constantly throughout our program and becoming more well-rounded individuals when it comes to these exams. And so we always want to update that. We want to always make sure that we're giving them the content they need at any one time. And so after they take that first practice exam, the whole program will change again. And if they have another practice exam before their official, it'll change again. But usually once that first official exam comes around, that's when we really have a good idea of, okay, first exam nerves are done. Where do we need to very specifically focus this equation? Now, a common question that I often get from parents when they call in is, well, how many sessions is this going to be? What is your program? And I can always tell that they're expecting a very specific answer, right? They're expecting that this company, OPT, will tell them 12 or 8, right? That there's always a set number, and there's truly not, because once again, every student has a different timeline. They have a different goal score. They have different official exams. And so from the minute that student steps into our doors and begins our program, that program is tailored to their timeline and which official exams that they will be doing. Now, a specific thing that I hear from parents when they call in is that they want to be done after one official exam. It's kind of the expectation that I'm going to get to my goal score on that first attempt. And don't get me wrong, sometimes it definitely does happen, but I would almost say, why stop there? Even if you hit that goal, you've clearly shown the potential to reach that goal with ease. And so let's keep building on that momentum. And momentum, that is the whole word of our program. As we're building on the students' strengths, as we're building on what they're learning and adapting and making it dynamic to them, we want to keep up that momentum of growth. And so after that first official exam, we want to go ahead and expand that into a higher growth increase. Because if you can get a more competitive score, if you can lock in that next tier of scholarship, why wouldn't you? You're only solidifying the progress that you've been making this whole time, and you're not letting any of that go to waste. The worst thing that can happen for a student is they take this exam, they take a break, and then they have to start over all over again because now they want a more competitive score. And it's not like riding a bike. You need to give yourself time to adjust and get used to the program again. And so our big thing is momentum. And so your student may be coming in and taking 2 to 3 official exams and seeing a really significant growth because they're growing themselves. And that's where that correlation is. Now, your student and their tutor are the main players of this, right? They're really the ones putting in the work. Specifically, the student is taking that time in session, out of session to get that growth that we've been talking about. But you'll be happy to know that you have a complete team of professionals behind your student and that tutor supporting them throughout the whole program. All tutors meet with me monthly to go over each of their students' progress and make sure that everything is on track. These program reviews include progress of score, homework completion, trends in confidence, and many other aspects that are all keyed into your student's individual program. And we care about all of them equally, and our goal every single step of the way is to make them successful. And the tutor has that, the OPT has that. Now, if there's ever any problem, if you have a question, if you're just curious about, is the program going the way you want it to go? We have our program advisors here as well, who are always on call to talk to you and walk you through that program, to tell you about the meetings the tutor has been having with me to go over those programs and talk about next steps. You have a plethora of support here, and everybody cares about your student.